we're gonna talk a little bit about something that I know that you're kind of finding an interest in, and that would be money and finance.
Yes.
And we're gonna specifically talk about something that you just went through and a particular book that you read.
Right.
So what was the book that you just finished reading?
It was called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
What did you think of the book?
I thought it was really eye-opening because, like, when I was reading it, it just, like, when you don't know something and then you learn it, right? You then feel like you felt so dumb before.
Yeah.
So then now I feel like so above my like before I read it.
Yeah.
So now I just have to implement it.
So, I wrote down a few discussion points based on some research because I haven't read the book yet. I plan on reading the book, but I think you're rereading it again.
Yeah, I'm reading it again right now.
Do you get more out of rereading books? Or why do you think you're rereading it?
So one, I don't have anything else to read right now.
Okay, so you need another book?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And when I first read it, I have a little thing. I always skim. Sometimes I skim to the bottom of the page sometimes. So now I'm making sure to go through every line and get all of the information out of the book.
Get all the details, all the knowledge.
Right.
Awesome. Well, so I wanted to go over this first discussion point because I feel like it's something that you've kind of shown in the past that, your mother and I is kind of like, we kind of roll our eyes at it, right? So I know in the past you've asked us for things that are like luxurious brand stuff.
Right.
Right? Like clothes and things like that.
I'm wearing some right now.
Right. Oh, you're wearing some right now? You got your luxury
Nike,
stuff. Oh, he's got his Nike stuff on.
My Nike sweatpants.
Nike sweatpants. So I know one of the things in the book that it discussed is they talk about, buy luxury last, not first.
Right.
What
yes.
was the overall ethos that you got out of that part of the book?
So, like, why would you spend your money on something, right? And you would lose that money. You would get your luxury item, right? But if you spend it on creating something that gives you money and then using that money you can either build that asset that you have or you can buy that luxury. So it's overall like you get something good out of it rather than just buying the luxury.
Sure. So you just said a key word there for us, and in the book you learned the difference between assets and liabilities.
Yes.
What's the difference? What's the biggest takeaway of the difference that you've got?
So at least for middle class especially, it goes into how you have to think about what liabilities are, and so people sometimes confuse liability or assets with important things. So like their house, that is actually a liability and not their biggest asset, because an asset is something that directly gives you money or some sort of information to give you money.